So Richard, tell us about this ADR case that you brought to the Innovator Circle table today.
This was a 14-year-old Grand Prix show jumper that just ADR ain't doing right. And he had just come back from a horse show, wasn't quite performing up to what they had expected, and they've known him for a long time.
Or
Nope.
No.
Nope,
Okay.
just local show for the
show.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming you utilize SAA in your initial evaluation of these cases where you're not quite sure what you're walking into?
I did. He looked fine to me, and but the physical exam was normal, slightly elevated respiratory rate, but always pull an SAA on these horses to see if it's infectious.
Yeah. And what was the SAA in this case?
It was 0, which was tremendously helpful.
Yeah. And in what way?
Well, you know, it's good news or bad news. The 0 will tell me that this horse ended up having a lower airway inflammatory issue, and I was comfortable using corticosteroids, or do we do further diagnostics on it?
Right. And so the 0 gave you a little more confidence in treating the horse with corticosteroids, you know, that could potentially suppress the immune system. And did you continue to monitor the SAA while the horse was being treated as well?
Well, no. What I wanted to do with the horse was a transtracheal wash to see if there was an infectious component to it. But having that 0 SAA, and they did not want to do that. So having that 0 SAA gave me the confidence and to believe that this was not infectious. I could use some corticosteroids, some bronchodilators, and see what our response to treatment was.
So the SAA almost supplanted the tracheal wash in making you feel comfortable that you could aggressively treat this horse with, you know, corticosteroids and not have to worry about the presence of a secondary infection, bacterial infection being present.
It did, and he did so well. We didn't end up following up. He did go to a horse show 2 weeks later and did very well and never looked back.
Wow. It's a great case. And what's sort of your take home in a case like this with there being a 0?
Well, we always say good news or bad news, the news is important. And so here, that 0 was extremely helpful in the direction. The owner wanted the horse to start on antibiotics just empirically, and that wouldn't have been the right choice.
Great. That's a great case. Good example. Thanks, Richard.